In this lesson, we're going to look at multiplying at brackets, but also tidying up at the same time, which can make this quite tricky. So we're going to break it into a series of a few lessons, starting from easy and moving on to harder ones. But this is at the harder level of National 5. So let's have a look at it. So we've got x plus 2 squared, and then we've got take away x squared plus 18. So I'm going to focus on this bit first, and I'm going to write it out a bit easier as double brackets. That's what we've been practicing up to this point. So we'll write it out as double brackets. And notice I'm not going to do anything else with the minus x squared and the plus 18. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Now you're free to multiply the brackets, the kind of slower version of it, like x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. I'm going to go a wee bit quicker here, and the reason for that is because there's quite a lot of working in these exercises, and sometimes this makes, to my mind, makes it a wee bit easier. But I don't mind if you go in the slow way, but I'm going to do it a wee bit quicker. Okay, so x times x gives you x squared. Now instead of writing plus 2x and then plus 2x again, I know that comes to 4x. I can do that in my head, so I've just written that there. And then 2 times 2 makes 4. So slightly quicker. And I'm just going to repeat this again, just because I haven't forgot about it. It's still there, and I need to repeat it in the line so that each line leads to the next one after it. Now in this line, to finish off, I need to tidy up and collect up things. So I've got an x squared here. I've got to be careful and look at the sign before the term, and that tells me that's a take away x squared. And I've also got a plus 4 here, and I've got a plus 18. So these are the things I'm going to look at. So I know that x squared take away x squared is 0. They just cancel each other out. There's nothing to collect up with my 4x, so I'm just going to write that. Then I've got 4 plus 18, which is 22, and I'm finished. These are different terms, x's and numbers, so you can't collect them. Okay, let's look at a slightly harder one. So in this case, I've got x plus 5 squared, and then I've got another 2 brackets here. So again, I'm going to write this out a bit longer. It just helps me to do this a bit easier. And then I'm going to write the x plus 3 and the x plus 4. So I've got my double brackets. I'm going to multiply them both at the same time. Start with this one, and then moving on to that one, but on the same line. Again, I'm going to use this kind of slightly faster way of doing it. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x, but I've got another 5x here, and I can easily do that in my head and make it 10x. Then 5 times 5 is 25. I'll put my plus in the middle, and I'll do the same thing over here. So I've got x times x, which is x squared. X times 4 is 4x, and this is going to make a 3x, so that's going to add up to make 7x. And 3 times 4 makes 12. They're all pluses, so it's quite easy when it's all pluses. So let's collect things up. So I've got x squared plus x squared. I've got a 10x, a plus 10x, and a plus 7x. And then I've got a plus 25 and a plus 12. They're my things to collect up. Let's start with x squared. So I've got x squared plus x squared, that is 2x squared. I've got 10x and 7x, which makes 17x, and 25 and 12 makes 37, and I'm done. Okay, I think I'll continue a wee bit longer here. I've got a wee bit more time, so let's look at a few more. So I've got x plus 1 squared, and then take away x plus 3. Now this bit is quite important here, this idea with the takeaway in front of the bracket. We'll come to that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to write it out a bit longer, like that, and leave it as it is. I'm then going to multiply it this bit as I did before. So I'm doing x times x, which is x squared, x times 1, which is x, and then I've got another 1 times x here, so that's going to give me 2x. Then 1 times 1 is 1. Now we've got to be really careful here when we think about this part here. So I'm going to show you this idea, and it's easier to think about numbers. So imagine you had negative 7 plus 3. Hopefully we can agree that negative 7 plus 3 is equal to negative 10. You do the 7 add 3, which is 10, it's negative 10. So I'll cover that up, and if we were looking at that idea there, that's fine. But what you can't do is just remove the brackets and get that. If you just remove the brackets, you'll get negative 7 add 3, and that's not negative 10. Negative 7 add 3 is negative 4. So when you remove brackets, you have to multiply through by the negative sign. So it's negative 7, and then take away 3. So negative 7 take away 3, does that make negative 10? Yes. So mathematically, you can't just remove the brackets when there's a negative sign. If there was a positive in front of the brackets, absolutely fine, because positive 7 plus 3 would give you positive 10. It's not important to worry about the brackets. But when there's a negative in front of it, you've got to be very careful, because when you remove the brackets, it doesn't work anymore if you just do that. The way I think about it like this. I think, okay, I've got a negative 1 in front of the bracket. That's the way I think. And I think, okay, I'm going to do negative 1 times x, and I'm going to do negative 1 times 3. Same idea here, you'd have negative 7 and negative 3. So this is going to be negative x, and then take away 3. So really important, that idea there. It crops up quite a few times. Okay, so I'll collect up things. So I've got x squared, there's no other x squareds, but I've got a plus 2x and a take away x. Remember, the sign before the term indicates what's happening to it. And then I've got a plus 1 and take away 3. Okay, so what am I left with? I've got x squared, 2x take away x is just plus x, and 1 take away 3 is just minus 2. I think we'll stop there.